The northern region, because some aggrieved youth of the NPP in the Gushegu constituency have petitioned the National Executive Committee not to reinstate Muhammad Osman as an aspiring parliamentary candidate for the Gushegu electoral area. The Regional Parliamentary Vetting Committee disqualified Mr. Osman during the party's vetting, citing he was still holding himself as constituency organizer. Mr. Mahama appealed against the disqualification, but the youth believe he has not got the clout to win the Gushegu seat.
Addressing a press conference in Gushegu in the northern region, spokesperson of the youth, Idrisu Abdul Wadud, said they, the youth, insist that disqualification of Mr. Osman should be maintained and he not allowed to contest in the primaries. He warned that the party will suffer a humiliating defeat in the December polls if NEC fails to reverse its decision.
We, the undersigned bona fide members of the New Patriotic Party in the Gushegu constituency, wish to petition against the National Executive Committee's decision to reinstate Mr. Muhammad Osman as an aspiring parliamentary candidate to contest in the June 20th parliamentary primaries. Mr. Osman was disqualified by the National Parliamentary Vetting Committee on the grounds of his violation of Rule 16 of the Rules and Regulations of Parliamentary Primaries published by the General Secretary of the party. For the avoidance of doubt, Rule 16 states emphatically that, subject to Rule 15 above, persons holding positions as national, regional, or constituency executives who wish to contest in the primaries shall recuse themselves from their current positions through the selection or election process until the parliamentary primaries are over. The General Secretary of the party stated at a press conference at which he outlined the guidelines that any aspiring presidential or parliamentary candidate who flouts any of the above guidelines and modalities shall be deemed to have breached Article 4(7) of the NPP Constitution and will accordingly be sanctioned, including being disqualified from the contest. Mr. Osman is the constituency organizer of the party in Gushegu constituency. He confessed at his vetting by the National Parliamentary Vetting Committee in Tamale that he has not recused himself from office as constituency organizer. The spirit of Rule 15 and 16 of the guidelines for the presidential and parliamentary primaries is to ensure a free and fair elections.
Mr. Wadud said only Dr. Ziblim Idi can win the seat for the Gushegu constituency.
Only Dr. Idi can win the seat for NPP. We appeal to the party leadership to save the party for the constituents. If National Executive Council fails to reverse their decision and insist in organizing primaries in the Gushegu constituency, then the party should be ready for a humiliating defeat in the December 2020 elections. Sure.
He also appealed to the party to convince. The sitting MP, Dr. Ziblim Idi, to rescind his decision and contest the election.